Hello, I'm going to be making pizzelles. This is an Italian cookie that my family usually makes around Christmas time. Um, some historians say that it's the oldest cookie, although I would treat those claims with a bit of skepticism. That's just me. Their word pizzelle is derived from the Italian words for round and flat. And yeah, let's get into this. I have all my ingredients. I got some eggs. I got this Ensign vanilla extract. Sugar, flour. Well, big tray of flour here. Got some baking powder and salt and butter. So these are most of the ingredients I need. The recipe I'm using is from lidiasitaly.com. So, shout out to Lydia for the recipe, and let's get into it. All right, this has got my stuff ready. Now what we got over here is a Pizzelle iron. These are, mostly just for making pizzelles, as the name suggests. A lot of the time, people will have like family seals on them. This one's just cool shapes. But yeah, that's the one that we got, and as you can see, got Italy all over it. Got the little flag up there. So let's begin. For the first step, let me get my recipe up here. We need to get 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So get this out. I don't actually have a 3/4 cup. I just have a 1/4 cup. I'm just going to use 3 times. I don't have very much baking experience, so you're going to have to bear with me here. Two, 3, that's good. All right. All right, next we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Once again, I do not have a 1/2 teaspoon, I just have a 1/4 and a 1 tablespoon. So, once again, I need to improvise here. Alrighty. That looks good. Medium bowl over here, large bowl over here. These aren't the most specific measurements here, but that's what they said, looks pretty large to me. So I'm going to need to get, got my ingredients over here, 3 large eggs. So I'll start with that. And I think I have a whisker around here somewhere. There it is. Alright. So, exactly 3 eggs when you look at that. And I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. I have our freshly whisked eggs. So now we're on to the other ingredients here. So, looks like alright, that should be it for the sugar. One half. Smell it. Seems the other one's not smelling nearly as good. Mix it all together. Alrighty. Hope you guys are some big stirring fans. So mix that in. Okay, got my butter here. It smells terrible. But I gotta mix this thing in until the batter is smooth. So let me just pour that in. I gotta go until the batter is smooth. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. Alrighty. What's the next step? Lightly spray preheated Pizzelle iron with cooking spray. Looks okay. I think that looks pretty lightly sprayed to me. So do this until it's golden, which is about 1 minute. You filming?
Yep.
This has been about a minute. And there we go. It's our first attempt. Probably will get better. So stay tuned because second attempt's coming out. All right, quick. So while I'm doing this, I might as well give off some Pizzelle fun facts. So according to the guys over at Biscuit People, I feel like they're probably a good source. You know, it's like their thing. To, you know, like cookies, but it's a pretty disputed where the actual origin is. As far as Italian folklore goes, one theory is that it was from the day where they had eradicated a bunch of snakes that were causing trouble, and celebrated by making, you know, pizzelles. The other other story is that they were made to celebrate a monk named Beato Roberto. Here's our cookies. All right, over here. So I think that looks pretty good. I think that this one especially is the closest one I got to getting it to fit the whole mold. I guess they still have to stack up to the taste test. This is one of my older ones I made. Definitely very crispy. I think I burnt this one a tiny bit. You can probably see it over here. It's noticeably darker than my newer ones I made. But, just as delicious. Alright, before I wrap this all up, I want to thank Jennifer Lynn from her blog, Great Voyage Italy, and their article on Pizzelles, and Biscuit People with their article on Pizzelles and their history. I didn't know anything about the Pizzelle history before this. Turns out it's not actually that crazy, but it is still interesting to know nonetheless, and they're very old. I should not know how far they went back. I'd also like to give a shout out to Lidia from Lidia, Italy for the recipe. The other ones had recipes, but hers was the easiest, so, and I also had all the ingredients for it. I just had to get 2 things. So that ended up working out really well. And finally, I'd like to give a thank you to my brother Max for doing all the camera for this video.
Yep.
And yeah.